So we were having a game with a owlbear that just went rampant around a town. But before they figured out it was an owlbear, they kept finding all these mutilated farm animals that were been eaten and tearing apart. But we didn't really have any, so we had just these little farm animals that were laying down on their side. So I decided that, hey, I'm going to make some farm animals that have been just torn apart and bloody and left. And so that's our next build. Let's do it. All right, so these are the creatures of the world farm animals, 10 pieces, $1 from the Dollar Tree. It's just a little bitty bag of 10 farm animals. All right. So I picked this ram, this goat, and this small calf out of there, and I am going to basically chop off their heads. Try to anyway with these scissors. Now I'm not going to go for the neck. I want to go a little bit down, just a little bit further, sort of maybe get some of the body. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty. Same thing with the ram. Trying to get a little out of the body. Whew, they're just flying off. Alright, and the cow. There we go. So I got some heads. Look at there. If you notice on them, like you can see them real good on this horse, is there are marks like where they feel the plastic on one side, the little holes, and maybe some writing. See, that's the part we're going to make sure we want down. We're going to have to use our knife. Our hot knife. Make our own hot knife here. So all I'm doing is just heating it up. Get a little red, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to slice into it. Just slice into it. Watch out for the hot plastic. And what we're going for is a hole. So just drag the plastic a little bit. It's going to make a mess. And you can use that for guts or whatever. Maybe make some claw marks. Maybe make a couple of gashes on the throat, right? Also make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. That plastic melting stinks. It's probably a carcinogen. I've smoked up my room a little bit. I've manipulated the hot blade and sort of scooped it out of there. It even left some of the plastic down there. It looks like guts are spilled out. So that's what you do. All right, so I'm gonna go outside and mutilate the rest of these cows with fire and brimstone. Hot knife. You got the gist by watching the sheep. So I will be back. So we're going to make some intestines to be spilling out. Like I'm just using this string I have. This is what I have, and it's sort of got another piece that's twisted around, so it makes it sort of give that texture of intestines, like sections. Take a piece, just like that. And it doesn't matter what color you use because we're going to paint it. And we're going to twist it up, sort of push it down, and then just get you a blob of hot glue. Put the little hot glue blob down, and take your string and just sort of push it down. Watch it, it's hot. Now, I'm going to let that dry. I'm just going to get it a little white. So this is why it doesn't matter what color it is. Just get some white and just cover it for now. All right, so we'll let that dry, and after that dries, we just take our razor blade and just slowly get under there. If it's still a little warm, it'll cut through easier. Just work it out. There you go. Just work it off of there, and then now you got your little pile of intestines, and we'll just let that dry. Okay, so I made these out of cardboard, and just hot glued it, made a texture, painted it brown, sprinkled some, I think these are coffee grains or tea leaves that I've made for flock with some green, just for put on there for grass. I cut him up a little bit with a hot knife and made him open up, and I also, before I did that, I heated him up in some hot water, probably boiling water, and then instead of having the horse head and neck regular, when it got sort of a little warm, I just grabbed it and pulled it up to where it was like laying straight and like it would be more dead. Added some claw marks, and I also sort of cut back here to sort of get rid of the hump, so maybe we'll lay a little bit flatter. So we'll put him down. So first of all, let's just add some hot glue to him. Place him where we want him. Push his tail down so it's not. Alright, so we'll add some more hot glue down like where the spill out is. Some more on the neck. Just let it come out a little bit. There we go. I also cut his leg off the other side and made it sort of gnarled out right there so I could place it on here. So let's sort of hot glue it around, and we're just going to stick it right on there like that. Hold it down, let it dry. Okay, so now we're going to take our intestines and we're going to make some guts and junk just sort of going everywhere with the hot glue. Just sort of move it all around, like pulling it, making some strings, some wisp, just make a mess. Make sure it's not smooth looking, it's sort of gutty. Put a little blob of hot glue there, and then you're going to take this and just sort of mush it down in there like that. We'll take the cow head. Basically, we'll put a blob down about where we want the neck of the head to be. So it'll be about right here. So we'll make a big blob because you're going to want to work it up a little bit. So there. And then I'm going to put some hot glue on here. And just sort of bring it down. We want to continue this out like maybe a little bit of the flesh. So, all right, I'm gonna do the rest and we'll come back. Okay, so here are our mounted livestock. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this tacky glue and put down a little bit of Tuscan red, a drop of black, and then I'm gonna mix this up. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just take this goop and we're just gonna sort of put it in there. All right. Just make it nice and thick. Let it sort of run down. Just sort of pull it down. Just do the same everywhere else. This one's all opened up. Okay, on this one I just left the plastic that melted because I thought it looked pretty good. Do the same with the heads. Just sort of put a whole bunch of blood in. Looks like blood. Could be pooling around. I sort of did this one like standing up. It got placed standing up, so just sort of smush some of it around. All right, we'll let that dry, and then we'll come sort of do a little dry brushing on it and see how that comes out. Butchered animals done. A few wisps. And now I'm just going to get red, and we're going to dry brush it. Just a little red. And just sort of dry brush it around the intestines, around some of the other blood that we did. Start to really notice your wisp because you dry brush them. Get those off in a little bit. So there we go. And then going to get a little bit of red, and where the claw marks were, just sort of put it right in there. And then you get some on there, just sort of take a rag and just sort of wipe it a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do around them all. Just sort of dry brush a little bit of red. Just where you're getting a little bit of bright red out on there. Get around the intestines there. Some of the openings make it a little bit darker. Here is our mutilated animals. We got a little bit more of the tinge to the intestines spilled out. Maybe a head ends up on a doorstep. That's all that's found of the cattle. There's with that. That's filleted open there.